multiple representations. We talked about independent, dependent. We talked about input, output. We talked about proportional, non-proportional, additive, multiplicative. So here we have a graph. Notice the graph is not labeled, right? But our table is. And we remember from our notes the other day, this is X and this is Y. Yes? So if this is X, or my independent variable, remember we said on the table that's vertical, it's always on the left, and our dependent is always on the right, then I can come down here and I can say this is my number of chores, right? It's really important that we label this. And then this is money. So based on our graph, do you want to go to the equation, to the table, or to the word? You want to go to the table? Okay, so for 0 chores, apparently this is about Mary, we have 0 money. Do you see that right here? What does this one thing also tell us?
That it's proportional.
Okay, it is proportional. What else does it tell us? It is going to be, our equation is going to be multiplicative. Good job. All right, so 1 chore is how much money? How much is 1 chore? Why is it negative? Isn't the line going up? Those are dashes. I see what you mean. All right, I want you to fill in the rest of this too. All right, so how much for 2 chores right here? $8. How much for 4 chores? 16. Now, 8 is not on our graph, but do you think we can find a pattern and figure it out? What do you think, Allison? 4 times X. Oh, okay. So you're already jumping over here. Y equals 4 times X. So if X is 8 and we follow this pattern, what is Y or our dollars? $32. So my question is, how did we get this 4? You're very correct. Good job. Go ahead and explain. And she started with how much money? $0, right? 1 times 4. We could even make little, we don't have the process column like we did on jet ski, but we could put it in here. 4 times 2, 4 times 4, 8 times 4. So, and it starts with 0. How do we feel about that information? Do you feel like you could do that on your own? Yeah. Okay, let's try another one. Now, this time I'm giving you a table. Oh, but we're missing something. All right, what do we want? What do we think? It's 7. How did you get 7? Okay, so we're adding 3. This one, oh, but this one's not adding 3. What is this one adding? But we're going up by 2, right? So this says for every 1 topping, we added $3. So if we go backwards, we get to our 7, yes? So what does this 7 tell us? Yes? It is non-proportional, and it is going to be additive. Okay? Does anybody know the equation? Angela.
Yes.
Plus 3x. Very nice. We can write this the other way also. We can say 3x plus 7. Either way is acceptable. And I love, love, love that she said 3x, not x times 3. Good job. So this one is additive, and it is a 2-step, right? Remember, this is our M and our B. Our y-intercept right here. And then, look, 3 over 1, 3 over 1. 6 over 2 is what? 3 over 1, right? So that's where this is our rate of change here. If you remember on our little graphic organizer, we said change in y over change in x. Well, the y's are changing by 3 and the x's are changing by 1, and we can see that here. All right, so you want to make the graph or you want to do the words? Words. A large cheese pizza costs what? $7. That is our constant, our y-intercept, our beginning, right? And each additional topping costs $3. This is our slope. This is our rate of change. Do you see how these pieces are in the equation, in the table, in the words? All right, let's look at the graph. We have to label the graph. What is our independent variable? Toppings, good. What's our dependent variable? Cost. Okay, so we have 0. Let's label every other one. That way we can spread out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do you want to count by on the y-axis? By 4s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We did by 2s, we could get almost all of it. Let's do by 2s. That might be a little bit easier. 2, 4, 6. If you did by 4s, that's okay. 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So up here would be 22. And we could graph this. Where do I see this 0, 7? On the what?
It's on the origin.
On the y-axis, right? This is our B, our y-intercept. Good. Our beginning. Our constant. All of those same words, right? And what? When you get to calculus, you can get to z's and all of those. So one topping is $10. 2 toppings is $13. 3 toppings is what? 16. And then we can jump to 5 toppings. We could jump up here. Are we going to connect these dots? Is this continuous or discrete? Discrete, because are we going to have half a topping? No, I mean, I guess you could put like it on half the pizza, but I think they're still going to charge you for a whole topping. Lots of places do. So I want to talk to you about this. Remember this rise over run rate of change. So look, if we count 1, 2, we went up 3, that's our rise. And we're running 1. So remember, rise over run. We wrote that on our picture yesterday. 3 over 1, and there it is. Do you see how all those pieces fit together? Okay. Does anyone have any questions? All right, so we're going to try to do the back with our table. Now, notice a lot of you are saying, we're like, Mrs. Ray, there's a -1 on our weeks. Okay, well, you know, that doesn't really make sense, does it? That's why a lot of our graphs are going to be, if it's real world situation, it's going to be just quadrant 1. But I wanted you to see that there are odd cases, not this one, where you might have some negatives. So try to do these 2, and then I'll show you the answers at the end. Okay, work with your table. All right, so when we look at this, you can see he owed his friend $1. That's your constant. He's going to pay him back $3 every week. So -4, -1, 2, 5, and 11. He gets into the positives. Over here, we had weeks and money. So we're down here. I counted by 2s on my Y. -1. We can count up 3 and over 1. That's our slope. Or you can just graph the dots. So this is going to hopefully just be discrete. It is non-proportional. This one was harder. All right, 2 projects every 8 minutes. I already started with 10. So I actually went to the B on my equation. It is additive, non-proportional, and I went here. If it's 2 projects every 8 minutes, this is 8 minutes, so this is 2, so I got to 12. We're going to do some practice with this by ourselves tomorrow. So no homework tonight. Have a great evening.